Dear subscribers, from this video I will start with new series of my videos, and I will be more focused on tutorials and special functions that we can find in one arranger keyboard or any keyboard or software. So I will try to be short in my videos, to the point, and then after all those videos you will be able to decide which keyboard is the best keyboard for you, instead of giving you opinion what I think what keyboard is the best keyboard. Now let us start with this video, and in this video I'm going to start with one very interesting thing for everybody, not only keyboard players, but mostly for keyboard players. In this video I will talk about possibility to convert multi-samples from any keyboard to any keyboard. It doesn't matter is that workstation or arranger keyboard. Even you can convert samples to some virtual instruments. So let me start with this video, and I will go to desktop to show you what we have today. I have here one set of samples that are exported from Yamaha Motive XF. So there is a lot of multi-samples. Everything actually what was in that keyboard is exported, and that is in this file. Now it is from Yamaha Motive XF, and now I want to see opportunity. Can I open this set and can I use one sample or multi-sample, and can I convert it to arranger keyboard, for example to Genos or to SD90 Ketron or to Korg or Kronos or M1, actually M3, Korg M3. I am always confused between M1 and M3, but everybody knows what is M1, what is M3. So if I make some mistakes, then you know that M3 is a keyboard that has sampler. M1 is old, very popular keyboard without sampler. So I have this file. Now if I want to open this file, I need software that I recommend to everybody. Every musician should buy this software. If you are dealing with samples and multi-samples, if you are making a list of the things that you need, this software is going to be on top of the list of software that you will need for this kind of work. It is not expensive software. It is cheap software, relatively cheap if we are comparing price and what we can do with this software. But you can do a lot with this software, and actually if I want to explain you the software, I will need several videos, and I will need like several days to explain you what you can do with this software. But let us now talk about conversion multi-samples from one keyboard to another. So name of that software is Awave Studio. Awave Studio. So it is available only for PC. That's why I have PC. I have PC for many softwares that I required to have PC. So one of them is Awave Studio. Now this file I will do right click, and I will click to open with. And now it will give me option Awave software because it is already installed. If you cannot see, then click on more application and search for Awave Studio. Now I will not use option always use this application to open those kind of files, because I don't want always to open with Awave Studio, but for now I will open it with Awave Studio, and I will say OK. And now when I press OK, now I will wait for a moment, and I have everything that is inside of Yamaha Motive XF from very good musicians. My friend, he is actually keyboard player for one popular band in Croatia. Famous, he's famous singer and keyboard player from his band. He gave me that file. Now in this file I have some instruments here that are called tambure. It is an ethnic instrument that is we can find in Croatia and surrounding countries, and many other countries actually, with Slavic kind of music. So this instrument, if I click on plus sign, I can see it is in 4 layers. Now it is showing here 4 layers. How many layers has that instrument actual? How many actual layers when we play and listen to the layers is different story. So I will explain that in this video. But for now, we can see that the instrument has 4 layers. Now that is inside of that keyboard. Now I want to convert that and use that on Korg Kronos. I have folder here, empty folder that I prepare, where I want to export this from Yamaha to Kronos samples, multi-samples, to use it on Kronos. So I will do right click here and I will say save selected instrument as, and then I have option to choose for which instrument I want to save it. I am going to save it for Kronos. I am looking for Kronos. There's several options. You can go through this list when you buy software, and I suggest to you highly buy software. If you have official version of the software, you are supporting those people that is really good software, and we have to support those people who are making something that is really usable for us. And plus, they are always more stable than cracked software. So I don't want to have anything with cracked software in my computer. I want to make sure that I bought everything and everything is working perfectly well. So now I will save it as Korg Kronos script file. Now I will choose where. I will choose Kronos folder and I will save it. Now it is saved here, and I will open that folder and I will see what is there inside of that folder. So inside of this folder is Tambure user bank KSC. That is something that is very good in Kronos keyboards and M3 keyboards, because now we have user bank, we have user sound. Kronos is able, when you have multi-sample inside of Kronos, you can save it right away as a sound, but you cannot do that in PA 1, 2, 3, 4, and not even in PA5. I was hoping that in PA5 we will have that option, but we don't have that option. That option is very, very important. And why is important? Because if you save it as sound, then all freshness of that sample is going to be preserved. If you are saving that is like if you are saving that like KMP Korg map file, then in this case you have to use in Korg PA5 or Korg PA4, you have to use one instrument, go to oscillator and change it to user and put it there, and never, never, ever that sound is going to sound so fresh and nice like samples. So that is something that I was hoping that will happen in PA5, but sadly it is not still happening. They can fix that with new operating system, and I wish that Korg has same handling of those files like it has in Korg PA5. Should be same type of handling of those files like we can find in M3 or Kronos. So now let us analyze what do we have here inside of this folder. Inside of this folder we have a user bank file, we have KSC file, and inside of that file we have couple of KMP files. So what are those KMP files? Whoever is playing PA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you are familiar. Those are actually multi-sample files that you import in Korg PA4. So let us talk about PA4, but it is same for rest of the Korg arrangers. So there is one layer. So see that here we have 4 layers, and now we have those 4 layers here, but together they are part of KSC file, and they are part of KSC user bank. So now when we import this in Kronos, Kronos will understand what is happening there, and everything is going to be fine, nice, and we'll be happy. We will be happy. But if we want to import that in Korg, what we have to do if we want to import that in Korg PA5 or PA4 or 3, we have opened this. Then we have import separately every of those multi-samples. And then in PCG file, where is actually sound program file, inside of that file we have to choose 4 oscillators, and we can direct those files to those 4 oscillators, and we have to do just mapping, depends of velocity level on which oscillator is which velocity level. We have to do that. So that in this way, when we converted that for Korg, we already converted for Kronos, and we can use those files for PA arranger series of the keyboard. Or we can convert that directly to M. If we say another instrument, we can convert that directly to, for example, to Triton. A bank file, we can convert to M3. So we have to choose what is target, which instrument is our target. So now that is about Korg. That is conversion from Yamaha motif to Korg workstations and arranger keyboards. Now let me see how we can convert this to Yamaha Genos. So if we do right click and save instrument, then we can choose actually some of those instruments here. It has their converting to Tyros, converting to whatever you have here, you can find it and you can convert, but you will not find Genos. But we know that Yamaha Genos is taking sound font to multisamples, and those are EMU sound font version 2.4 EMU multisamples. So I'm going to choose EMU multisamples, and then I'm going to save it in my folder. Just a moment, desktop, Genos folder. Where is that folder? Ketron, Kronos, Ketron, Genos. I'll open that and save it for Genos. Now, if I open that folder, I will see it is SF2 format. Now I will open that in Awave Studio just to analyze, to see what is going on here inside. So if I click here, now I can see just 2 layers. Okay, now let me explain what is happening here to not be confused. So remember, when we converted that in for Kronos, let me open Kronos, we saw that we have in Kronos, let me open this file and show you. In Kronos, look at, it is showing 4 layers. In Yamaha motif XF, it is showing 4 layers. But now in Genos, it is showing 2 layers. Now we are asking us why? What is happening there? Is that actually 4 layers or 2 layers? That is something that I already told you on the beginning. Those layers here are just layers that you can see how it's showing there, but there is not actual number of layers. When you play instrument, you can see actual number of layers. So what is happening here? Actually, in this instrument, we have just 2 layers. But why is here showing 2 and here 4? Because in Genos, we have stereo samples. And one stereo sample is 1 layer. Another stereo sample is another layer. It is actually 2 layers that exist. But what is happening here in Korg? In Korg, there are actually 2 layers, but 1 layer is A, another is B, then next layer is again A and B. That means that Korg is splitting stereo file to left side and right side. So we have 2 mono files that are together making 1 stereo file. So that's why we have actually 2 mono files split on left and right side here. That's why physically we see 4, but it's actually 2, like Genos is showing. It is stereo layers, 2. So in Korg and here inside of this guy is showing 4 layers. Korg, if we go inside of the Korg, you can see those 4 layers. But if you go here inside of Genos, those are actually stereo sounds. Stereo sounds in 2 layers. So I explained that. Now let us now continue and to see how I can export that for Ketron SD series. Now, before you want to use any multi-sample for anything, you have to know your target instrument. You have to read manual and you have to know which kind of samples you can import in this instrument. So what is for example, in Korg, you can import 48,000 kilohertz and 24 beat samples. Those samples should sound much better than 100 kilohertz and 16 beat. It is like a number of the pixels in picture. So, but Korg is accepting 48,000, but that quality you can hear only in Kronos and you can hear only in M3. You cannot hear that from Korg PA series because of problem how they are handling those multi-samples inside of a keyboard, what I explained previously. Remember that when I told you when you are saving multi-sample on the beginning of this video. Now, in Ketron is able to use just 44,100 kilohertz, and it should be like 16 beat and mono. So, and the number of the samples inside of multi-samples cannot be more than 30. So if you have multi-sample from another keyboard that can have more samples inside of multi-sample, you have to get rid of some samples and you have to do some mapping, new mapping, if you want to put that in Ketron. But which Ketron extension is needed where we have to convert that? So I suggest to you one thing: convert that file to Korg Kronos and go to the Korg Kronos folder and use one of those layers, and then open that layer. And now that layer is actually mono 44. You have to check, it says 44,100 16 beat, that is the sample. So if it's not that, you have to convert those to change rate. And now when we have that, we will click and save in Sound Font 2. Again, Sound Font 2, but this time it's one layer. It is 44,100 kilohertz and it is 16 beat. And I am going to put this inside of Ketron, and I will save that in here in Ketron folder. Now I'm going to open Ketron folder, and now I'm going to see that that is something what Ketron will understand, and I will just count layers. Count samples 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 27. So I will not have any problem because Ketron is accepting number of 30 samples inside of multi-sample. So there, my friends, that is something very interesting for you today about samples, how to handle samples, and it is very important for everybody who is using samples. Now you can explore this program and you can learn more about this program. If you have any comment and any question about this, please put comments here. Some of you are sending me private messages on Messenger, so asking questions. There is a lot of messages, so I don't have time to answer them. Please put comment here. I'm trying to answer most of the questions here. And please put comment that is related to this matter that we are talking in this video. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe, tell your friends about my channel, and see you in my next video very soon.